Nearly a decade ago, Minnesota passed a law requiring perennial vegetative buffers of up to 50 feet along lakes, rivers, and streams, and buffers of 16.5 feet along ditches. The goal was to help filter out phosphorus, nitrogen, and sediment that otherwise might enter the state's waterways. Farmers have overwhelmingly complied with the buffer law, even though it meant taking land out of production.
This is an issue that we have been working on for several years. It's the buffer tax exemption. And we really believe that over the last, since it was passed, Minnesota farmers have complied with the buffer tax, with the buffer rule, to the tune of 99.8% compliance. And so that legislative tax, there were funds put in to go to the county in order to oversee enforcement to make sure that we were complying. Well, at 99.8% compliance, our question is, should those dollars come back to us as a property tax exemption, because farmers did that on their own.
State funds were set aside for counties to use for compliance and enforcement. With nearly all farmers who are required to have buffers meeting that obligation, Minnesota corn leaders are pushing for growers to receive a property tax exemption for the acres taken out of production.
There was enforcement dollars if we didn't comply, but there wasn't necessarily dollars for us to comply. And those acres went out of production, so we can't farm them anymore. And, I think that agriculture is proud of what we've done in terms of protecting our water and understand the importance, but at the same time, the state is the one who passed that law, and we're just looking, it's a fairness issue.
The corn growers estimate it would cost the state about $8.75 million to eliminate the property taxes on acres in compliance with the buffer law, and for the state to reimburse the local taxing jurisdiction for the lost revenue due to the 2015 buffer mandate. Industry leaders say it's simply an issue of fairness.
Agriculture and farmers across the state want clean water. They want the community and consumers to be in a safe environment, and so we're committed to protecting our natural resources, whether it's water or soil.
This is Dan Lemke reporting.